So I'm taking this out for a ride. I said at the end of last year, before I started riding in 2017, I wanted to change the clutch and do a valve job. It was behind on the valve job and I wasn't sure what the clutch was like, so I wanted to do both those. So I did them, and when I do that, I like to do it at the end of a cycle or middle through a cycle, so that I can reuse the oil. So I strain the oil into a clean container and then I put it back in the bike, and that way I run it for, you know, a couple hundred clicks after the fact, to, you know, get rid of any little bits of stuff of the new stuff, or little bits of grime that you've dislodged in doing the whole thing. And when I took it out, I noticed that I had these little black pieces of what I wasn't sure whether it was gasket or plastic. It was hard to tell. So I kind of flushed it through and I saw a few flakes and I said, oh, I don't know what that is. So I flushed the oil through, and then I started getting like big chunks, really big chunks, and that scared me. So now I've spent basically run the oil through a bunch of times, strained it out a bunch of times. So I'm taking it for a quick drive and going to take it back, and then I'm going to strain it again and see if there's any other of this plastic in my engine. Then I obviously want it out. It could be blocking all kinds of stuff. The good news is I didn't see any metal, so it doesn't look like I ran a magnet through everything I got out. It doesn't seem to be any metal shards or anything like that this far. So that's, I guess, the silver lining. But nonetheless, those little bits of plastic, they can either clog your screen pickup or they can just get into any of the little oil channels and block them. And they don't even necessarily have to be blocking all of the oil. They could perhaps just be blocking, you know, 20-30% of flow, which over time adds up to, you know, more increased wear in certain parts of your engine. So, you know, short of taking the whole thing apart, I've taken the top off, I've ran the oil down the sides of the cam. I put, I don't know how many, you know, reusing the same oil, washing down the side of the cam chain from the top of the engine in through the normal oil hole, just washing things through, starting it and stopping it. And so I don't know where it's going, but this is this is a quick ride I'm taking just to see if I can get anything else out, or if there is anything else out there. The last time I did it, I ran it, I put the oil in and ran it for 5 minutes on the stands, and then strained it 3 times with no gunk coming out, no pieces of plastic of any size. So I'm hoping that's the end of it, but you never know, it's hard to tell. You know, it could be something somewhere, but it makes me worried. That being said, it looks like A, there's no metal, so that's good, and B, I hopefully have gotten most of it out. And I looked in my oil filter too, and I didn't see any little pieces in there. So, you know, my guess is that it's that top cam chain guide that was missing. Whether it came off before this and I just happened to do this operation at the right time to catch it before I just chewed up and went through everything, or whether I dislodged it when I took the cover off to do it. I'm pretty careful when I do stuff like that. I've learned, and at the same time I had the timing cover off, so any little pieces of stuff that would have fallen down there, I think I would have seen, because you're turning the engine over to do the valves. So I'm kind of perplexed, but I'm hoping this time I strain it, it's all going to be gone and I'm going to see nothing. And I'm going to, because I'm a little OCD, I'm probably going to keep straining the oil every, every other ride, just to keep checking and make sure I get anything out. So.
So here we are, ready to run the oil, strain it out again. This is day 3 or day 4 of continuing to just strain out this oil and see what I get. At this point, the last time I did it 3 times, and there was nothing. So this is sort of double checking, make sure anything didn't come loose. But you never know what you're gonna find. So let's get to it. Straining it out, my system seems to work pretty well. Let's hope we find nothing. It's going to be hard to tell, but yeah, there it goes. So here we go. That's about the last of it. I'm just going to pull this out nicely so that oil keeps dripping up there on the strainer, and any little things can come out. Not too far. Okay, let's lift this up and see what we've got. Let's get those out of there. It's too low, so we're just gonna pick out the crush washer, pick out the bolt. Oh, it's nice and warm. And to my happiness, there's really nothing. There's a few little bits of stuff that were already in there. All that kind of stuff you're seeing down in there was left over. This is the original screen I used. But as far as anything significant or big chunks of anything, nothing. So, you know, it's not for sure, because there's always something in there, but that makes me happier. And again, because I'm obsessive, I'm going to do this again soon. But it's a good sign now. That's 4 times in a row that I've put the oil in, run the bike, flushed it out, and got nothing, you know, nothing coming out. So yeah, it looks like a win for this guy today.